When John Paul II was bishop in Krakow, the communists were in charge, and they were trying to crush culture and the Catholic faith out of Poland. They hated the people, they hated the faith. And they made a town in John Paul II's diocese called Newtown, Nowa Huta. It was to be the first town in Poland with no Catholic church. And they were going to make work, not family, the center of life there. There was going to be free love. They thought it would be a communist utopia, kind of like Manhattan. But, guys, and everybody was miserable. But listen, John Paul II, when he was bishop there, you know where he would go to celebrate Christmas Mass? Out in the snow. There was no church with his people, but with the angry communists there with their machine guns just looking on, right there in Nowa Huta. Imagine how stoked those people were when they found out that that guy became pope. And he came home 2 years later, 3 million Poles came out to greet him, chanting, "We want God." And all the atheist dictators were literally shaking in the presence of John Paul II. And a beautiful phrase that he repeated again and again as he toured his country was, "You are not who they say you are. Let me remind you of who you are. You are not who they say you are. Let me remind you who you are." Brothers and sisters, the gospel of Jesus Christ doesn't just show us who God is. It shows us who we are. It shows us what life is all about. And as the world wants the gospel less and less, and as the world would reduce all things Catholic, all the beauty of our faith, as this world would reduce all of it to nothing but this leftover from colonialism, this patriarchal church, this group that hates people who are same-sex attracted. Guys, despite all the mess in the world, despite all the mess in the church, we still have the best news that mankind has ever, could ever, or will ever receive in the gospel of Jesus Christ. Only this shows us who we are and what life is about. We need to recover the courage of John Paul II and share it with the world because the world so badly needs it. Let's look for just a minute at the gospel before we talk about why we need to share it. The gospel of Jesus that reminds us of who we are starts with the words, "We believe in one God." What are those words? I can't hear you guys. We believe in one God. Amen. And even though people will try to make you feel foolish for asserting that with surety, especially in academia, guys, every great mind throughout history has believed in God. This has been an obvious thing to people. They've intuited rightly, and most people still believe in God. They intuit rightly as we look at the world around us that if there's something instead of nothing, it probably came from someone instead of nowhere. I think we're the first era in history to have so many people say, "God, if you're really there, why don't you reveal yourself to us?" I think he's looking down from heaven saying, "Yeah, did you guys not notice everything?" There was this Russian cosmonaut who was an atheist who got into outer space, and he's quoted as having said, "I got here, I looked around, there's no God anywhere." That would be like Frodo climbing to the top of Mount Doom in Lord of the Rings saying, "I'm here, I'm looking around, there's no J.R.R. Tolkien anywhere." You're in the story, Frodo. We don't think we're going to find God flying around space. No. Space and time fly around in him. St. Paul wrote, "In him we live, we move, and have our being." We believe in one God. Why is this a necessary part of the good news? Because the fact that there's a God is what shows us that life has purpose. It has inherent meaning that we didn't make up. And believe it or not, guys, we need to know that life has real, actual purpose and meaning to have hope, to have a sense of purpose ourselves. And I think that's why as people are forgetting faith, we're also forgetting hope. See, because if there's no author, there's no story. If there's no maker, there's no meaning. If you have no soul and you're just matter, you don't matter. Come on, people, that was brilliant. I saw a billboard recently. It said, "The meaning of life is to make up your own meaning." Dude, no, it's not. You do you. Find your truth. What does that even mean? Guys, you don't get to make up a truth. You're not God. There's a difference between you and God. God never thinks he's you.